everybody. Good to see you again. Today we're gonna make a true fish and chips. Of course I'm gonna modify it a little bit, but the basic technique is gonna be the real fish and chips that we make in restaurants and sell. First, I'm gonna start with the chips. I leave the skin on. I'm gonna lift my basket, put the fries in. And the oil has to be very, very hot. So we drop our fries in. Now we're gonna lift the fries up. They're not quite done yet. And we're gonna let them sit for a few minutes while I make my batter and get the batter ready for the fish. I'll see you in a minute. So for the fish, I'm using a blue cod. Just gonna flour the fillets. Then I'm gonna make, of course, I'm gonna make a beer batter with a twist. Flour these properly and then spread the flour on. In a minute, just gonna put whatever flour I need here. And of course I'll scrub off the remainder. I just want to make sure I have enough to spread everywhere. Now for my beer batter, I'm going to start with a tablespoon and a half of cornstarch right here. Into that, I'm going to add cold beer, very cold beer. This is our beer batter. I'm just not going to add the whole can. And it has to be very cold for the cornstarch not to crumble and be in lumps. So that's well incorporated and there's no lumps in it after. Now I'm going to add some of my flour. And I don't want to make it too thick, because if I make it too thick, the batter is going to be thick. It's going to be tasty, but if you want it thick, it's up to you. How thick you want it is up to you. And I'm going to add, this is the twist here, I'm going to add some spices to this. And it's going to be like curry. This is what basically what is used to make a curry powder. This is some toasted, I should say, coriander seeds, some garlic powder, some cayenne pepper, and a quarter spoon of everything. Except the coriander, I put a half a teaspoon. A quarter teaspoon of everything. Some ginger, turmeric, cumin. I'm using some dill. Again, a quarter teaspoon of all of this. Some kosher salt. So I will repeat again. That's cumin, turmeric, ginger powder, cayenne pepper, garlic powder, the toasted coriander seeds, and then ground up. Some kosher salt, and I'm using a little bit of dill as well, the dried dill. I'm going to add all of that in. And the secret to this beautiful fish and chips, to make the batter very crispy and crunchy and very light at the same time, is vinegar. Now this is a secret, so you can't tell anybody. I'm sharing my secret with you, so you can't share it with anyone, all right? So, and then I'm going to add more flour, as much as I need here, to make the batter thick enough, as thick as you want it. I don't want it very, very thick. This is the consistency. Maybe this is a little too thick. If you find, add a little more beer. There we go. Now you don't need a thick batter. I'll tell you what, that's why we put the flour on the fish over here. We're going to flour the fish so all the batter will stick to it. A little more beer, put that right there, put this here. Now this salt and pepper is for the fries. If you remember, I half fried. I'm going to make some French fries. Of course, there's nothing like fish and chips, real French fries. And I'm making this twice fried French fries. The ones you get at the best fish and chips places, right? So we're gonna let that sit a bit. Move my things away here. And this we're gonna fry it again. That's why it's called twice fried. So we fry it half time, half the way, take it out, let it sit, prepare our fish, make sure our oil is hot. So I'm gonna add a little bit more flour because this has to be floured well, so all the batter sticks to it properly. There we go. Perfect. That's fantastic. I'm gonna leave this here in case I need more for the batter and wash my hands. And that is a good consistency for the batter. I want it liquidy like this. If I need to add a little more flour, I will, because I don't want the batter to be very thick. I want it to be a thin batter once I fry it. So let me take this out here and put it aside. And let's try our first fish right here. So we're gonna do this like that. Make sure our oil is hot and drop it in. There you go. Don't drop it in all the way immediately. Just let it float a bit. Now drop it in. I'm going to do this again. Here we go. And I promise you, this will be the best fish and chips you've ever had. Make sure it's well covered in batter. See, nice and thin. So the batter is not going to be all thick on the fish, just going to be just perfect. Look at this. Go like that, and then drop it. I'm going to do one more. And you're going to see this fish is going to be gorgeous and tasty, full of good flavor. And it won't take long to cook. The oil is nice and hot, and it will be well fried inside. One more. I can actually do this, all of this at once, so it's okay. I think I have enough space in my frying oil to do it all. And one more. Now if you have a little bit more extra batter, you can fry other vegetables, like for example zucchini or eggplant or whatever you like, or cheese. Or mozzarella cheese tastes amazing in this batter. Two more pieces and we're done. Look at this. Here we go. And if you did this right, not only is it going to be tasty, but it's going to be crispy and light. Now you don't have to add the spices I did. I did that extra, but the basic batter, the technique, the beer batter with a little bit of vinegar, a little bit of cornstarch, flour, and water, and that's all you need to make the perfect, well, no, not water, vinegar and beer. And you will have the perfect batter. Now look at that. Beautiful. The perfect beer batter. And that won't be long. Just gonna wait for it browns, nice and golden, and we'll take it out and put it on these paper towels here. And after we've done that, Then I'll put back my fries. And that will do it. And then we're gonna taste them. While my fish is brown, it shouldn't take too long. I'm gonna make my own version of tartar sauce. And for that, I'm using about a tablespoon and a half of mayonnaise, about a half a teaspoon of horseradish, and about a half a teaspoon of Dijon mustard and a pickle. Now you can make that sweet if you want, or you can make that salty. I'm just gonna dice my pickle here. I'm not gonna put any onions, very, very basic. Basically, instead of relish, I'm gonna use just regular pickle. I prefer that more to the relish. I'll dice it fine. And just be careful, don't cut your hands. Put that in. So here we are, one little pickle, dill pickle, a half a teaspoon of Dijon mustard, a half a teaspoon of horseradish, and about a tablespoon and a half of mustard. And basically I'm making my own tartar sauce for my fish and chips, and that's done. Now for the fish right here, you see it? Come and look at this. Look at this. It's light, it's very crispy, and it's almost done. It's fantastic. Maybe another minute and a half, and we can take it out of the oil. And then I'll put back my once fried French fries, fry them the second time to a crisp, and we will have twice fried French fries, true French fries, true fish and chips, and we'll go sit down and enjoy it with our homemade tartar sauce. Okay, I'm gonna just start taking out my fish. I'm gonna put it here like that. Look how nice and crispy that is. And let the oil in. Look at this. Isn't that beautiful? Look at this. And look at that batter. It's crispy, it's luscious, it's light. The perfect true fish and chips. We just added our own little twist of spices. There we go. Just let that drain. And now I'm gonna put my French fries back for the second frying. And there we go. Now just gonna let that fry until it's well, nice, crispy, and golden brown. And that's it. And by the way, this really is the perfect fish and chips batter. Perfect beer batter. Try it. You'll love it. I hope you do like, subscribe to, and share our videos. I hope you like the products we are bringing you. And yeah, that's all. Our fries look fantastic. You know, you should come over and have some fish and chips with me. I'd love to have you, alright? Look at this. Almost ready. Almost ready. In fact, I think actually it is pretty ready. So I'm going to take it out of the basket, out of the pan, and take the basket from the pan. Put it here. And remember the salt and pepper I had on the side? Now it's the time to sprinkle it. Right now, while it's still hot and seriously, you should come and try this as much as you want. I like mine. This is kosher salt and black pepper, so it's going to be good and tasty. There we go. That's plenty. And I'm going to take it out of the basket and put it here next to of fish like that. Can you hear that? Nice, tender, yet crispy fries, twice fried, for that extra flavor, extra crispiness. And I'm gonna put this, all of it in my basket here. Gonna take this with my tartar sauce, go to my table, and enjoy my fish and chips. I can't wait to enjoy this. Listen to that. This is a crispy, light beer batter. And that's because of the vinegar and the cornstarch. So 2 pieces are fine for me. I'm going to use my hands here. I'm gonna take a couple of fries, twice fried fries. The real thing. I am going to use a little bit of my homemade tartar sauce right here. And of course, my vinegar on the fries and on the fish. Just a drop. Let me see this. Let me try this. Can you hear that crunch? Let's see. This is good. Try the fries now. Same thing, crispy, light, creamy inside, very delicious. This is the stuff you get at the best fish and chips places in the world. Authentic fish and chips, with the exception of the spices that we added. That's our own taste, and you don't have to do that, but it does change things, it does make it better, even better. Please do like, subscribe, and share our videos. We love bringing them to you, and we hope you enjoyed this. Please give it a try. You will love it, I promise. And until next time, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.